Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel, and in this short video we're going to discuss the most important events that took place in Ukraine. As you may know, during the previous days, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, visited Argentina and he had a meeting with a very important people. For example, on this video we can see the moment when Zelensky and the current president of Argentina, Milei, greeted each other, but obviously that meeting wasn't the most important, and according to some sources, the most important meeting that took place in Argentina for Zelensky was the meeting with the current Prime Minister of Hungary, with Viktor Orban. As we know, Viktor Orban is one of the prime ministers and the leaders of Europe who continue, let's say, stopping and not allowing the European Union countries to support Ukraine and to stopping European Union from supporting Zelensky and Ukraine itself. On this video, for example, we can see an episode in the parliament of Argentina where Zelensky and Orban were talking about something. Obviously, they were arguing about the possible support of Ukraine. After the visit in Argentina, Zelensky took a decision to fly back to Ukraine, but during all those preparations, the United States of America, Joe Biden, called Zelensky to visit him in the United States of America. According to information we have, the Biden took a decision to invite Zelensky to the White House on December 12th. They will discuss the needs of Ukraine and the importance of continued U.S. support at a critical time. So that was information was published by the White House, but the Republicans also published their own understanding of the situation, and Republicans are saying that Washington needs to accept the fact that Ukraine will have to cede some territories to Russia. So very difficult and complicated situation. Obviously, during the 12th of December, we're going to receive more details and updates about the upcoming negotiations. Now let's move to the situation on the ground, and let's start from Kherson direction. We have lots of very interesting updates, and according to information we have, according to the Russian sources, during the previous days the Russians managed to destroy a significant number of Ukrainian soldiers on the south of Prydniprovsk in the area of the railways, and according to Russian sources, the Ukrainians were forced to withdraw their positions and to step back from these territories, and from now on there are no more Ukrainians in this area. If we continue receiving the same updates, we will be forced to change the map, and this territory will be turned back to the gray zone, this one. Now we're moving to Krynky. The Russians continue their offensive operation from different sides. We got another geolocated video how the Ukrainians discovered another Russian stormtroopers group, and as a result of FPV drone strike, that group was damaged and probably a few soldiers were wounded or even killed. The Russians from their side continue bombardments of the village. The situation is difficult, and for the previous, when talking, for example, if we compared Krynky with Robotyne, regardless the bad situation, difficult situation in Robotyne, the Ukrainians every day published more and more geolocations about some progress in the vicinity of that village. But when talking about Krynky, we haven't seen any progress from the Ukrainian side for the previous months. And now the Ukrainian society start preparing their own people that the battle for Krynky is useless and there is no need to do this, and let's say that the operation of the Ukraine armed forces to maintain a bridgehead on the left bank of Dnieper is meaningless and only leads to large losses. So now this is the new idea, new narrative of Ukrainian press, Ukrainian media. So that means that the preparation has started. So we believe that the days are numbered for this foothold, and the Ukrainians will be forced to. I don't think that Ukrainians will evacuate soldiers from Krynky, because first of all they do know a lot, and obviously they will provide very bad piece of news, very bad information for the media and for the world about the situation in Krynky and about the things that they faced during the battle for this village. So obviously the Ukrainian authorities will take a decision not to evacuate. For them it's better if these soldiers die or if Russian will capture them. And now we're moving further to Donetsk direction. We got some updates from Marinka. According to the Russian military expert Ryber, the Russians managed to complete the control, to establish full control over the northwestern part of the village, and currently the Ukrainians control just like few streets like Partizanskaya Street and just a small corner in the western part of the village. So the Russians continue offensive operation. There are very high chances that they will be able to complete the clearing of this village by the end of the month. When talking about Novomykhailivka, we haven't received anything during the previous night. The Russians were digging in deeper, have updated the map. Currently, I'm showing this territory as in the gray zone. At least I'm waiting for more proofs, and if we continue receiving some more updates, of course we will change the map. But there are chances that Ukrainians during the previous night conducted some counteroffensives. I'm not saying that they were, but they have chances, and the Russians may be forced to step back. But anyway, let's keep the situation as is. And now we're moving further to Artyomov's direction. We have few updates from this territory as well. The Russians continue reconnaissance operation above Bogdanovka, trying to find the weak points in defense of Ukrainian forces. Obviously, they're about to start the offensive operation. They need a few days more probably. They need to regroup forces, they need to clear and secure the flanks. Maybe they need to improve their positions along the road 0506 from Khromovo to Chasov Yar. But anyway, the days of Bogdanovka are numbered. Soon the Russians will start their offensive operation in this area as well. And very interesting updates are coming from Liman direction. We have some Russian progress in Kreminna forest. It's very complicated and very difficult front line, because it's very difficult to understand where we can find Ukrainian positions and where we can find Russian positions. And if we take a look at different mappers, let's say mappers, we're gonna see completely different structure of configuration of the front lines in Kreminna. Because if you ask me, I'm sure, like, let's say for 80% that my map shows the correct situation, at least in Kreminna. Very complicated area. But today the Russian sources published the video how they were storming and attacking the Ukrainian forces in Kreminna in this area, and I checked the mappers, different mappers, and most of them show this territory as the territory under Ukraine control. And most of them are saying that this is a very deep, let's say, operation. The Russians managed to penetrate the Ukrainian defense belt, to dig in deeper, to dig inside deeper of Ukrainian defense, and to capture significant territories. So most of the mappers are saying that as a result of Russian offensive operation, the Russians managed to establish control something like this. So this territory was captured by the Russians during the previous days, and maybe yesterday. And the main purpose and the main attempt from the Russian side is to encircle and the Ukrainian forces in the eastern part of Kreminna forest on this territory, or at least, first of all, maybe to encircle them, and the second reason is to force them to step back from this territory. So that was very interesting operation, as we can see. Let's see, we'll follow the situation, we'll see what is going to be next. We have received also some updates from Kupin's direction. According to information we have, the Ukrainians 57th motorized brigade lost its combat capabilities, and currently the Ukrainians are trying to remove these brigades to the mainland for regrouping and recovering, because the brigade lost more than 60 or 70% of the personnel during the battle for Sinkovka. And that's it for the short video. Military Summary channel reminds you, we condemn any violence in the world. Thank you for watching, subscribe to my channel, put your likes, join my Patreon, and have a good day. Bye bye.